I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What is up, everybody? Happy New Year 2026, and welcome back to the Peddling Fiction Podcast. I'm your host, the voice and soul of so-called fiction, Johnny Profita. And back with me to see if we still know how to do this is the one and only Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell. What's up, man? How's the last fucking 3 weeks been for you?
For me, it's been great. I got to start eating real food on Christmas Day. I've gained about 12 pounds back from what I had lost. I'm eating normally for the most part, and it's been great for me. Maybe not so great for like the rest of the world, but for me, it's been really great.
Yeah, it's been a pretty wild last couple of weeks. Of course, every time we're not doing a show, the biggest stories of the year tend to break. It's either like while we're doing a show, like live on the air, like when Charlie Kirk got shot, or when we're like, okay, we're going to take this week off, and then all this crazy shit happens. The reason we're starting on January 9th and not, I don't know, on the 5th or something, when were we supposed to do our first show?
6th.
The 6th is because I don't have internet. As you can see, I'm in a new place. Well, I have internet. I do have internet. It works great. I just can't connect my computers to it. And so they'll connect. I actually know what I'm talking about now because I've been obsessing about this for the last week. Apparently, it's a common problem with Windows 11 and the way that the building sets up the communal internet. So I don't have like a router in here. I have one of those access point things. And I've got a laptop here that I'm on with Windows 11. And then I have a Microsoft Surface Pro, also has Windows 11. They will connect to the internet for 10 seconds. And then it just goes to no internet, but it's connected. And then you get the internet back 10 seconds later, and it's off for 10 seconds, on for 10 seconds, off for 10 seconds. And so, of course, I'm trying to explain this to this fucking Mexican landlord. And he's like, I checked it. The internet's working great. Have you tried? And then, of course, he asked me like the most retarded, like basically, have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back? He's like, have you tried moving around the apartment? Sometimes the signal's weak. And I'm like, dude, like, listen, I am retarded when it comes to technology, but I am not a retarded person. Like, I'm like, oh shit, the internet doesn't work. Let me try to figure this out. So now I can use AI, and my phone works fine. So my phone's connected, no problem. Because apparently Windows 11 has much stricter protocol for verifying the internet connection. So it's constantly trying to verify. And the way these lazy, retarded Mexicans set things up, they didn't separate out the 5G and the 2.4 gigahertz channels. So they're combined onto one. And that's causing some sort of error where it's just like flipping back and forth between these bandwidths or whatever the fucking term is for it. So the internet works fine. My phone has a lot less strict, and it can kind of move back and forth between those channels seamlessly. So the internet on my phone's fine. The TV internet works fine. Nobody else in the building is having a problem, apparently. And so I'm trying to explain. So, okay. So yeah, I go on Grok. I'm like, Grok, what the hell's going on? He gives me like 7 different software fixes. First, he blames it on my VPN. So I uninstall the VPN on both fucking computers. That doesn't fix it. Then I'm uninstalling the Wi-Fi adapters, drivers, updating the drivers. I do all this shit. None of it works. Then he's like, go buy a fucking Wi-Fi adapter. I'm like, okay, which one do I get? And he's like, the best would be ones that don't use the same, the Realtek chips. So try this brand. And I was like, well, I can't find that one. How about this one? And he's like, that one will probably work. Well, it didn't. So this is like Monday night now. Remember, I was like, probably not going to have internet by Tuesday. So that doesn't work. And I've tried to explain the problem to the guy. I'm like, well, you just log into the network and separate out the two channels. That has a very good chance of fixing this problem. Very good, apparently. And he just kind of ignores it. He's like, I'll be by with the IT guy. They come by Wednesday. And they fuck around in the building for like 45 minutes. Then they come to my unit, and I proceed to watch the guy do everything I just did over the last 2 days without listening to me. They unplug the fucking access point. They plug it back in. Then he fucks around trying to change the DNS number things on my computer, which I did 4 versions of that on both computers, by the way. You know, he spends like an hour and a half fucking around, can't figure it out. Then they go, it was like, we're going to go try to buy an adapter. And I was like, okay, well, I did that 2 days ago. It didn't work. Here's the one that I bought that doesn't work. Don't get this one. Don't get this brand. It uses the same chip that's in my fucking computer that has the problem. He comes back with the same brand, but like a cheaper, shittier version. 2 shittier versions that Grok told me would never work. And they try those. Spends about 30 minutes fucking around with that. Those don't work. Then they brings in another laptop, and he's like, this one connects fine. And it's an HP. And I was like, does it have Windows 11? He's like, no, it's Windows 10. And I'm like, yeah, this is a Windows 11 problem. I told you that fucking 2 days ago. I told you it 2 hours ago. Just create a 5G channel and a 2.4G channel, and we're good. It takes 5 minutes. It costs you nothing. It won't screw up anything else. Like everybody else's internet will still be the same, right? This should be this is the low hanging fruit, easy solution. The guy fucking ignores. He's just like kind of not the IT guy. Just nods. He's like, oh yeah, and he just keeps being a fucking Mexican about it. Then they go down and test my computer. I think they plugged it directly into the thing. He's like, we plugged it directly in. It's working. And I'm like, yeah, obviously, but how does that? Like, I'm not gonna run a fucking cord from my computer down into the basement wherever the fuck the thing is. So then he was basically, I think he basically told me in Spanish, like, and I'm, you know, my Spanish is not great, but it's really bad when I'm talking about fucking technology. Like my English is bad when I'm talking about technology. So he basically told me I'm on my own, but they're going to come and change out the access point with like a new antenna or something. And that was 2 days ago. I haven't heard from him since. So the Wi-Fi adapter that will work, I can order it on Amazon and it'll get here in like 3 or 4 days, but I'm also leaving next week. So I'm going back to the US. I figured if this worked, we're doing it or using my phone as a hotspot. We'll see how long these 2 gigs of high-speed data I get daily go. And I'll just buy it in the fucking US and bring it back here or something if they don't come up with a solution. But ridiculous. So that's where I've been. I have not, the road noise that I tried to avoid from last year has not been successful. Although it's not nearly as, like I have good windows here, but I'm surrounded by 2 major streets again. So sleeping's been an issue. And about half the outlets work in here. Like this is brand new construction. There are 2 sets of outlets behind me. These work, but it's like virtually impossible to get the cord in. Once you get it in, it works. These 2 on my left, you just put the cord, it'll like fall right out of the outlets. And then there's another one, there's 2 right in the kitchen that do the exact same fucking thing. There's like half the outlets don't work. What the hell's going on? Idiots. Fucking absolute idiot. Did you try moving it around? Oh no, I didn't think about that. It's not the signal. He's like, I'm gonna come by and check the signal and see. I was like, I kept telling him, I was like, the internet's working fine. It's the way you set it up. That's why
I love how the IT people won't listen to a fucking thing. Like, you would suggested doing yesterday, and then I couldn't do yesterday because I've been having internet issues. I told them on Tuesday when I started having the issues, I was like, hey, I need a tech to come out. And like, I've been dealing with this literally for as long as I've had the service in this building. It's like, I need a tech to come out. One of the lines dropped out. I was like, there's literally a junction box like a mile and a half down the road that the tech just needs to go open up and fuck with, and it'll fix it. They're like, well, can you do this and can you do that? I'm like, I've done all of that 3 times already. They're like, well, I need you to do it again. I'm like, just give me a motherfucking ticket and send the tech. They're like, well, the soonest we can have the tech out there is on Friday morning. I was like, that's perfect. I'll be home Friday morning. It's whatever. I can deal with it until then. I've got a hotspot. I'm fine. So then I get a message on Wednesday afternoon. Your service time has been bumped up. The tech will be there in 30 minutes. And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, I'm not even at the house. I'm like, okay. I'll try to get home. So I come home, nothing. Never shows up. It's like 7:00 at night. They're like, your tech is still on his way. They'll be arriving today. I'm like, it's fucking dark. He has to have light to see to actually do this. I'm like, no, he's not coming today. And then the next morning, yesterday morning, I got a message that said, your tech will be arriving today between 8 and 5. I'm like, okay, cool. So I just dropped all plans for yesterday. I was just sitting here all day waiting for him to show up. Nothing. Never shows up. Like,
awesome.
And then this morning, the guy called me. He was like, hey, I'm on my way. I was like, okay. He said, same place or out in the man cave, same problem as before. I'm like, yes. He's like, all right, I got you. And seriously, like an hour later, he came by. He was like, all right, you should be good. Check everything. Check it. Everything's good. Like,
yeah, you just got to get his number and be like, yeah.
Well, and the problem, I have his number, but the problem is they have to put in a service ticket for him to come do anything.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like,
and this is this is basically a government operation, which is why there's been no improvements in any of these services my entire life. Like the running joke in like the fucking 90s was like waiting for the cable guy to come between like an 8-hour window, and then they wouldn't show up. Like there's a fucking Seinfeld episode about it in like 1997, and we're still dealing with the exact same thing. And it's because there's not really a free market in these service providers, is there?
Well, remember when Kamala Harris was in charge of the rural internet development thing with the Biden administration, where they had like
one person that got internet on the podcast to talk to him about it?
Yeah, the one person, because it was like $400 billion that they were spending to create rural internet access for all of these millions of people. And at the end of 4 years, nobody got it. We had a reviewer of the show who was like, yeah, they actually hooked us up out here. It's like, I don't know if anybody else got anything, but like, no, there was no progress made on that whatsoever. It's like $400 billion, 4 years, and one viewer of Peddling Fiction got internet, and nobody else on the fucking planet.
It is wild, and it's the perfect segue into the Minnesota debacle that's just been going parabolic since we first started talking about it a month ago. That's just the $400 billion on the high-speed internet thing. That's just one little tiny thing the government was bragging about doing over over my lifetime that not only never came to fruition. It's like, where'd the fucking money go? Anybody going to look into that? No, of course. It's so far down the list of that. Like, you just need to shut the whole thing off, dude. I don't know how we do that, but if we could unplug government, I mean, I would never plug it back in, but like in the theme of today, unplug it and plug it back in and start over, that would be fucking great. But they are so fucking out of control. They can't do anything right. Billions and billions and billions of dollars on the state, local, and then you get into trillions of dollars on the federal level. The Pentagon just failed another audit. Okay. Like, what the actual fuck, dude? Like, this is, even by my low standards for government, this shit that's going on that's been uncovered in Minnesota is just, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous with these fucking Somalis. What are we up to? 8? We're up to 8 or 9 billion now. A bunch of other fucking things have been like,
it was well over 9 billion the last I'd heard. There were some reports that were even saying up to 18 billion. I didn't see any of that like corroborated anywhere, but like the last like pretty firm number that we saw was between 8 and 9 billion.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
And like the craziest thing about it is once they started looking at that, and once all that like popped off with Minnesota and the daycares and all of that stuff, which we knew there was fraud going on, like this was something that we, like the Somalian fraud was something we've been talking about for a fucking month. And then like the depth of it came out, and it's like, holy fucking shit, this was so much worse than what we ever could have even like started to imagine. So then they start looking at that, and then you've got people in Ohio, Illinois, Pennsylvania, New York, Washington, like the state of Washington, and specifically like I think like Seattle, and then also in Oregon, in Portland, like the mayors and stuff are like blocking people from looking into and like asking questions about these foreign run daycare centers and autism centers and stuff like that. Like they're blocking people from access to what should be public information because they don't want them finding out how rampant the fucking fraud is. Like it's gotten insane. Like you're talking about like not having high expectations for the government. Like I feel like this meme just summarizes everything we've seen over the last months.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild. I remember joking like months ago on Twitter when it went from like 1 billion to like 8 billion or something. I was like, the most ridiculous thing is that we have a $7 billion range. And it's probably like by the end of this, like by next week or something, it's going to be 30 billion. Like, and it like got up to 30. Like they have no idea. And it's cartoonish, dude. The people are like so that Nick Shirley guy that uncovers all this, he's like, yeah, this is like just driving down the block. There's like 45 different fucking childcare places in a row. And it's just like, and he uncovers it. And what does the fucking corporate press do? Oh, they go after him. Like he's the fucking bad guy. Dude, you cannot hate these people enough. It's impossible to hate them enough. They start investigating him, doing like the work that they should be doing on these fucking crook Somalis and all of these motherfuckers that have been stealing tens of billions of dollars of taxpayer money just in this one little area that we're looking into now. Well, one fucking kid uncovers it and they go ballistic on him like he's the fucking problem.
And the crazy thing is they're not doing journalism. They're not going to find anything on him because he's just like going around knocking on doors and asking questions and talking about this stuff. Like, have you seen that? There are a lot of videos where there's an older guy with him and they're talking about this stuff as they're going around and stuff. Like that guy is the one that had been digging into this and finding a bunch of this stuff. And then he teamed up with Nick Shirley and was like, hey, I got this story. Here's what it is. And then they take off together and go like dig into it and start like blowing the lid on all this stuff. Like it's fucking nuts that then the corporate press goes in full offense against him instead of actually being like, hey, maybe we should like look into all of this fraud, all of this, like now you got people talking about like the tax strike stuff, and which I totally agree with, but make sure you're doing it the right way. And like, especially for those who have talked about changing your withholdings where nothing federal is withheld from your paycheck and stuff. That is 100% legal. You can totally do that. But what it comes down to is you have to file taxes at the end of the year. You're basically doing this like a private business owner instead of like an employee. So at that point, then you can choose if you're comfortable with tax evasion.
Yeah, dude, it is like I know we can't encourage people to not pay their taxes, but god damn it, dude. If everybody just stopped paying their taxes, fuck these people. Fuck them. Dude, they're not. It's like, I just saw something today. By the way, I sent you a clip that we can play in a second. Going back to the fucking corporate press and like just how corrupt they are. And these government officials. But I told you months ago, I was like, fucking Tim Walz is in on this shit too. Like, there's just no way they're not fucking getting anything out of this. And Ilhan Omar, and he was actively, preventing investigations because he's fucking dipshit retard and probably is afraid of calling Somalis, bad people or something. Like, no person of color can ever do anything wrong. But this is like, dude, I saw the thing about Kathy Hochul or whatever in New York is unveiling like a $4 billion thing for feeding kids. What the fuck, dude?
Well, and
in the wake of all of this corruption, all of these fucking things, and they're still proposing new programs and escalating that.
Speaking of New York, Minnesota, Illinois, Colorado, and one other state. I don't think it was California, even though that seems like an obvious one. Anyway, there are 5 states that are currently suing the Trump administration because Trump basically said these are the states that we've identified as places that are just absolutely rife with fraud in all of these government programs. So you don't get any federal money until you can show that you have done something to take care of the fraud. And so now all of these states are suing the Trump administration so that they can get their money to keep paying out fucking fraud instead of trying to clean it up there. And like, there's talk of like in Minnesota that the Walz administration had been looking into some of this stuff. They haven't made any arrests or done anything since 2022, I think. Like, it's like, okay, so what the fuck are they doing? Like,
well, remember when we went through the list of like the 75 people that were involved in that one scheme, the first one that was uncovered, and 73 of them were fucking Somalis and Arabs and shit. The one of the white chicks that was involved had to give back the Porsche that she bought and like $5 million that were in the fund for the thing. So she had to give some stuff back. That was the judge's initial order. I don't know what else is happening after I saw that article. It's like, so you got to give it back.
A slap on the wrist.
Like, that better not be the fucking end of it, dude. Because there's like, remember when they gave Donald Trump like 35 counts of wire fraud or something because he sent 2 wires? Well, she's got 1 million fucking counts of wire fraud. 1 million. Like, actual fucking fraud. Not like I'm paying off a fucking hooker with my own personal funds. This is like, I stole $8 billion and I bought a Porsche and my fucking Louis Vuitton bag. Oh yeah, Louis Vuitton bag. She had to give that back. You got to give it back. Give it back. And we were joking about tarring and feathering these fucking people. Dude, that's not even enough at this point. I'm sorry. It's not. The U.S., dude, we became such fucking pussies as a country that this is what happens. They pussify the fucking electorate, and then they get away with fucking murder, dude. Absolute murder. And the people that try to uncover it, they get attacked by the corporate press pussies. And then play that other clip. This is a lady that was a whistleblower in Minnesota, and she's talking about all the repercussions that she's facing for trying to uncover all this stuff. It's unbelievable, man. Motherfuckers. It's
right? I mean, like, yeah, just how nuts this whole thing is. It's almost unfathomable until you realize that the government is like, they're professionals at doing this kind of shit. And now Tim Walz is not going to run for re-election, which...
Yeah, he probably wasn't going to fucking win anyway, because he's such a dipshit. Oh, maybe he would, dude. But okay, yeah, so he's out. But he's still in there now. I know somebody just recommended him to the DOJ for prosecution. Great. Like, again, dude, we never see anything out of this.
Right. It turns out it was
strung up by their fucking thumbs. I can say that, right?
Right. It turns out it was easier for the United States to capture Maduro than it was to actually get
That's the
anything
only
done.
thing we've gotten. I know, dude. I haven't gone through the meme stream yet, but if there's not a fucking Pawn Star meme, like, can we get the Jeffrey Epstein guy? Can we get the pedophiles? Can we get fucking all these people that have been stealing fucking billions of dollars? Best I can do is kidnap Maduro from Venezuela. Like, I was thinking about making that meme, but I was like, somebody better have made that by now. If not, I want to see it in the fucking meme stream by next Tuesday.
That's right. Get it done.
Yeah, best I can do. Like that. Apparently, we can do that. Plenty of energy, plenty of money to fucking go do that. But to look into any of this other stuff, not interested. Not fucking interested. And the corporate press are the biggest, dude. It is just infuriating watching them still operate the exact same way. Even though, did you see that one clip? Everybody's been playing it over the last like week or so where that, I forget that guy's name. It was like CBS or something. And he's like, I get it. Like the mainstream media has missed a few stories and I feel like you do. And I'm going to do better. Did you see that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do better. We're going to go after Nick Shirley and we're not going to go after any of the fucking fraud stuff that's been going on.
Here, for anybody that missed that, this was the New Year, New Us, Nightly News, CBS clip. He says all the right things, but we'll see.
Not really, but yeah, he tries.
A lot has changed since the first person sat in this chair. But for me, the biggest difference is people do not trust us like they used to. And it's not just us. It's all of legacy media. And I get it. I get it because I've been hearing about it from just about everybody for more than 20 years as I've traveled America on this assignment or that. My mom's neighbors in West Virginia, my own neighbors in New York City, thousands and thousands of conversations in between. Sometimes people want to talk to me about our coverage of NAFTA or the Iraq War. Other times it's all about Hillary Clinton's emails or Russiagate. Or more recently, COVID lockdowns, Hunter Biden's laptop, or the president's fitness for office. The point is, on too many stories, the press has missed the story because we've taken into account the perspective of advocates and not the average American. Or we put too much weight in the analysis of academics or elites and not enough on you. And I know this because at certain points, I have been you. I have felt this way too. I felt like what I was seeing and hearing on the news didn't reflect what I was seeing and hearing in my own life, and that the most urgent questions simply weren't being asked. So here's my promise to you today and every time you see me in this chair. You come first, not advertisers, not politicians, not corporate interests. And yes, that does include the corporate owners of CBS. I report for you, which means I tell you what I know, when I know it, and how I know it. And when I get it wrong, I'll tell you that too. It also means I'm going to talk to everybody and hold everyone in public life to the very same standard. After all, I became a journalist to talk to people. I love talking to people about what works in this country, what doesn't, and not only what should change, but the good ideas that should never change. I think telling the truth is one of them. I'm Tony DeCopel, the anchor of the CBS Evening News. Hold me to it.
Yeah. He proceeds to mention basically every major story over the last 10 years. He's like, we missed the story. You didn't miss the fucking story, dude. You actively fucking lied about it or covered it up completely, like ran interference for the Hunter Biden laptop thing. But, dude, they fucking outright lied about everything and demonized anybody pointing out the obvious things, especially when it came to fucking COVID. It's not, we missed the story. You didn't miss the story. You were actively lying about it. Actively.
There is at least some bright spot with CBS in that Barry Weiss is now in charge of running news for CBS. There were rumors a few weeks ago that there was some bullshit story that got complete. She straight up snuffed it out. She was like, no, we're not running that. And like a bunch of leftists who were like way into the weeds on bullshit were like, oh, Barry Weiss is suppressing blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, it was a bullshit story. They never should have run it to begin with. She did the right thing by basically shutting it down and saying, no, we're not doing this. So there is some possible potential for CBS to move away from being completely retarded.
He's like, I need to talk to you guys. Like, you don't need to talk to me. Maybe talk to Nick Shirley about what he uncovered. Have you done that yet? No, of course not. Not interested.
Well, and that's CBS was one of the absolute worst with their coverage of Nick Shirley. And Stephanie had Paramount on and was watching CBS News with the coverage that they were doing, talking about the Somali fraud in Minnesota. And she was like, this is all fucking bullshit. She's like, why are they focusing on this and not actually talking about the real story that is the fraud, the literal fraud that's going on?
Like, they accuse Nick Shirley of lying and making it up or something. It's like, okay, go fucking prove that he did it. Go prove that they didn't steal fucking $9 billion or something.
Well,
and then they're gonna, then they'll come out with the story. Nick Shirley is wrong. It was only 8.7 billion.
But then they fucked up with these daycare centers. They're like the official, the black chick that's in charge of all of that stuff for the state of Minnesota was like, oh no, those daycares closed last week. They're not even open. And then literally the day after Nick Shirley videoed showing them empty, they're like bussing kids in and got people working in there. They're like, oh no, we just hold different hours than when he was here. And then it's like, there's like, oh, we're here from 2 to 10, not from blah blah blah. And then it came out that their business license only allows them to operate from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. or something. It's like you aren't even legally allowed to be open until 10. What do you mean your hours are 2 to 10?
I drop my kid off at daycare at 8:30 at night. It's like, no, that's when the kids are in bed. Jesus Christ, dude.
I understand people work shift jobs, but that's not when you're dropping.
Yeah, but it is, dude. It's so fucking infuriating. And then, dude, play the clip that I sent you a couple of minutes ago, because this is one of the whistleblowers, and Tim Walz and the government go after her.
Ms. Rarick, you spoke about the retaliation that many have experienced in light of trying to expose the fraud and the corruption happening in Minnesota. Can you speak more to that and what people are experiencing when they try to sound the alarm on what's happening?
Right. So that retaliation has been going on for quite some time. If you look at what Faye Bernstein said in a news report or Newsweek article back in 2019, it started for her, and she was heavily investigated. She was actually moved to a different state agency. She was, retaliated against in every kind of way you can think. What's happened now is retaliation has escalated, and now it's you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your home, we're going to track your children, we're going to make sure that you can't get a job anywhere else in state government. And for Minnesota, that means probably Minneapolis, St. Paul, Hennepin County, Ramsey County, Duluth, Rochester. You can't get a job anywhere that Democrats control.
That's pretty terrifying. Do you think that's going to prevent people from continuing to speak out on the issue?
Well, we are really hoping that with all of this light on it and, telling people that this is the retaliation, that if something like that does come to fruition, right now it's threats, although some people have been fired, that they have a little bit more ability to speak up and speak to us, and that we can cover them in that way. But it's been really, really bad, and it's been bad for quite some time.
I mean,
Ms. Rarick,
what was that one state senator or was it state senate or state house in Minnesota that she voted against continuing to fund all of these illegals program, basically what we have discovered are programs for illegals, and then she got shot, got murdered.
Your husband turned up dead. Coincidence? Probably. Sure. Yeah. I mean, dude. Well, Nick Shirley's talking about he has to have security now. He's been threatened. He said he actually has it on film. I don't think he's released it yet, but he got some Somali guy tried to fucking attack him, and his security guards had to intervene. It's yeah, dude, people get killed for a lot less than 8, 10, 12, 30 billion dollars. So this is big there's big money behind this. There are really corrupt motherfuckers, and it is just infuriating that we started out the year with, dude, do you remember the sky was falling because Doge was going to look into waste, fraud, and abuse. Oh, there's no waste, fraud, and abuse. There's nothing going on. You're just wasting your time. Okay, let them waste their time then. How about that? Yeah, there's no fraud here. There's nothing going on. No illegals are getting Social Security or health care or anything like that.
How many people have died because of USAID getting cut off?
600,000, I think, last time I checked. Yeah. And that was the model from the USAID guy that used to work there. He came up with a model, 600. Okay, show me the bodies. Yeah. Show me those bodies. Show me the bodies of all the people that died of starvation when we cut off the fucking food stamps for 2 weeks. Please, show me the bodies. Show me the and by the way, why is anybody on Snap when all you have to do is declare your house a fucking daycare center? Idiots. You get so much more money than like a couple grand a month. Dude, they will give you millions. All you gotta say is, there's a daycare center.
Talking about it was 5 states suing the Trump administration for cutting off federal aid for all of these programs. 21 states are also suing the Trump administration for cutting off SNAP funding. But Trump, basically, they're not being cut off. The Trump administration said these are going to be the new guidelines for SNAP, and you have to reapply, do all of this stuff to find out what your qualifications are, because obviously what we've discovered is there's a metric fuck ton of fraud going on with this. And so 21 very liberal states have said they are not going to do that. And Trump said, well, then you don't get funding for this. So tough shit. So now it's like, instead of holding people accountable and actually weeding out the fraud in these programs, they would rather sue the Trump administration so that they can continue the fraud. Like, how are these priorities of like that are beneficial to American citizens, that are beneficial to the citizens of your fucking state?
Dude, the balls on these people. You would think like if you get busted with fraud, you would kind of like, I don't know, tuck tail and like keep your head down. It's like, no, I'm going to sue you because you won't let me keep doing it. It's really unbelievable, man. And the fact that there's never any consequences for this is just like, it's absolutely infuriating. And we've become such pussies as a country. Like, think of the Revolutionary War. Like, we were fucking ready to go over like a 3.5% T tax or something. Like, that's it. And now we're paying so much fucking money in taxes, so much more than has ever been imagined. And it's all just being stolen. All of it, dude. Like, all of it is fraud. All of it. The whole fucking thing. The $1 trillion fucking Pentagon budget. Like, where did all that money go? We don't know. Well, here's another fucking 400 billion or whatever to add to your next year budget because, you know, we have some more regime change shit to do. And they're so fucking out of control, and they just keep going. They just keep proposing things. Kathy Hochul, we're gonna expand this program, and she's got people clapping behind. Yeah, we know what they're celebrating because they're lining their pockets. So this is all just money for them to fucking steal. But how does everybody, like, maybe the silver lining here is that everybody that hears a politician with these grandiose plans of all the things they're going to do, they think about Minnesota, it's just a bunch of fucking Somalis that are going to steal my money. But what can you do? Because the second we start not even committing fraud, just withholding our own hard-earned money from these fucking criminals, and they will come after you with the full force of the fucking government, dude. They will throw you in fucking prison for the rest of your goddamn life if you don't pay your taxes and pay them correctly. Meanwhile, this fucking Somali can steal billions of dollars. They don't give a shit. Couldn't care any less. Could not care any fucking less. It is fucking wild, man. The double standard and just the way they fucking treat people. Man, they got you by the fucking balls, man. They really got you by the balls. It is absolutely ridiculous. And what a horrible, horrible fucking system that people go to bat for. I don't want my tax dollars going to that. It doesn't matter what they say your tax dollars are going towards. What they're actually going towards is anybody that runs one of these fucking programs is buying Louis Vuitton bags and Porsches and, sending it back to fucking Somalia. They're doing all kinds of shit, but none of it is actually feeding kids. And it's always something, for the children, for the poor. It's always these righteous things that they're going to do because they just care so much. And because they say they care, I guess we just take them at their word.
What?
Like, they don't do anything. I saw another fucking fake sign language lady got busted for doing fake bullshit sign language. It's not even close. Dude, she's just going like this. Like literally just doing that. How can you not? Dude, the interview should be in sign language.
That shows how necessary it is. That shows how necessary, or I guess I should say unnecessary it is to have somebody doing the sign language, that somebody can get paid for doing this job for an extended period of time before anybody realizes, hey, they're not actually doing anything real. And usually it's not even a deaf person that identifies that it's like somebody that is not deaf but has a family member that is deaf that sees them doing it, and they're like, that's not actually sign language. And then they like...
But it's like, dude, okay, hire somebody to be the sign language translator. Okay. And somebody comes into my office, they sit down. What's the process here? Can you do sign language? Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay, you're hired. Why aren't we doing the whole thing in sign language? Why isn't the whole interview with, like, I got a fucking deaf person next to me and you're fucking signing with them and they're telling me whether or not you're actually doing it? Like, it's the easiest fucking thing to do.
Feels like the vetting process could be done a little better.
Dude, it would be like if I went to a job interview here in Mexico and they're like, can you speak Spanish? I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. And then they just hire me. It's like, how about you ask me some questions in Spanish to see how I do? How about that? Idiots. But they don't care because it's not their fucking money, man.
That's right.
Obviously they don't care. Oh God.
I just happened to see this and it was random. Like somebody was complaining about I've seen, oh, our tax dollars are going towards ICE doing this. It's like, yeah, ICE's budget for 2025 was like $9.8 million or $9.8 billion. Like the fraud in Minnesota alone is more than what, like if they spend $11 billion, or like the budget, the ICE budget for 2026 is like $11.6 billion. If they spend $11 billion and remove $9 billion of fraud from Minnesota alone, that like we're almost talking about a wash here. Like what?
Yeah,
what's the problem?
I know. Well, and we got to get into the ICE thing, but real quick, like somebody was running the numbers, like if the same amount of fraud, the proportion of fraud that has been so far discovered. We're only looking into a couple of things that the fucking government's doing, by the way. Just feeding the kids and housing the kids. That's it. That's all we've looked into so far in Minnesota. And we've got $9 billion. Somebody did like the same calculation if California has just the exact same percentage of fraud, and it's like fucking it's ridiculous, dude. It's like $60 billion a year. So it's the entire budget of fucking Minnesota. And of course, they spent $23 billion on homelessness. I was joking. Somebody was like, where did all this money go? And I was like, what are you talking about? They got so many more homeless people than they did 5 years ago. Like they spent it on homelessness. Right. It just depends on what your definition of on homelessness means. You thought they meant they were going to alleviate homelessness, when in fact they were just going to create much, much more of it. And that's how every government program works.
Spending money to incentivize homelessness.
Yeah. Yeah. All their retarded ideas. That bullet train to nowhere. Dude, they're like, it's so much money, man. And it's just, they just get away with it. What can you honestly do?
What was it? I saw a meme the other day that said Trump's wall costs less than the Obamacare website. It's like remember like
God, dude, yeah.
The insane amount of money they spent just to build a fucking website for Obamacare, only to have the fucking thing crash and never work.
Dude, it was like $250 million. How much was it? It was a couple $100 million.
Yeah.
And it was like 300 million or something. Didn't work. And by the way, I wish the whole thing never worked because we'd be much better off without the Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act. How's that working out for you? I saw the House just passed some legislation to extend the subsidies. You know, it's so good at making things affordable that we have to subsidize it. Hopefully it doesn't pass the fucking Senate. But like, again, I know I keep bringing this up. It's like, how are they doing so far? We're going to make housing more affordable. We're going to make school more affordable. We're going to make healthcare more affordable. How are they doing so far? And then you find out that they're just stealing the fucking money. It's, oh God, dude. And they're all getting fucking rich in the process. And these, like, if any of us did a fraction of this, dude, if you got caught stealing like $100,000 and you wired it somewhere, you'd be facing 25 years in fucking prison. And they would prosecute you. Like, they're not just going to be like, oh, just return 40% of it and then we're good. No. You'd have to fucking plea out. You'd be facing 35 years because it's 15 counts of wire fraud here, federal and state. And then you did this and then you did that. And that's anti-money. Like, they would throw the fucking book at you and you'd be facing life in prison. And so you plead down to like fucking 15 years or something. I want to see every single one of these people should be facing 25 to life in fucking prison, but they won't. It's just going to blow over. Ilhan Omar, dude. It's, I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do, but you cannot, clearly we cannot rely on the government to clean up the government. They made the mess in the first place. And we've seen how well that's been going with Kash Patel and Dan Bongino and all these other fucking worthless idiots. Pam Bondi. Dude, what was that thing before Christmas? They just dropped a bunch of pictures from the Epstein files and then just, that's it? Here's some pictures. I almost forgot about that until just now. That was weird. All right. And then they gave us a bunch of some more redacted files. Awesome. Great. Anybody going to fucking prison? No, but we're going to kidnap Maduro because of drugs. But anyway, should we talk about the ICE stuff since you brought it up?
I'd say let's do the ICE stuff and let's do the Maduro Venezuela because there's a lot with that. Let's do that on Tuesday. God forbid something like else crazy comes up between now and then. But let's table that for Tuesday.
Venezuela's gonna be the 51st state though. It's pretty awesome.
I'd say let's table that and try to get cover the whole because there is a lot to talk about with the whole Venezuela thing. Whereas I think the ICE stuff is a little more compact. It all happened pretty quickly, and it's really it's a continuation of months of this kind of stuff building up. But the one big incident where this chick, regardless of what they say, she literally hit the guy with the car. And from I don't know if you've seen it or not, it just dropped earlier today, the ICE agent's body cam footage.
I didn't see that.
You can hear the car hit him and then he shoots. It's.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I saw on camera. I'm sure. How did our guy at CBS do?
I don't know. I haven't watched I haven't watched any news coverage of it. I've just been following all of it on
I mean, I'm always more interested in the reaction of the establishment to these types of events. But yes, I mean, you see all these pussy politicians come out there. Who's that fucking that Frey or whatever? Frey. Oh God, that guy is such a fucking fag. And then of course Tim Walz as well. They act like this chick was just sitting in her car, minding her own business, and then the ICE guy just went up and fucking executed her. Okay. And she's like, oh, she wasn't gonna run him over. Maybe not. But like, the car touched the guy, yes or no? Like, it did touch him. and you can see that it did. If he didn't, he pushed off of it and moved his feet out of the way. If he didn't do that, it would have run him over. I'm pretty sure about that. Now, whether or not you need to fucking shoot the chick, I probably wouldn't. I probably would have been more focused on getting out of the way than shooting her.
Well, like I said, you can hear it in the video. Like, he gets hit and then he shoots. Like, he was.
Yeah. Do we have that? Can we watch that?
Yeah. So for context, and multiple people have said,
is that a dog in the back of the car?
There's a dog in the back. So for context,
okay?
multiple people have confirmed this. These women were out here blocking the road with their vehicle, like deliberately trying to impede ICE and like creating a scene, and had been doing it all day, had been following them around, had been doing this consistently. So here they're blocking the road, and then the altercation happens. Altercation.
That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning, just so you know. It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. U.S. citizen, former fucking country. You want to come at us? You want to come at us? I said go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
Oh, he's talking shit, too. Angry lesbians.
Oh!
Damn, dude, that did happen fast. Like, everyone like loves to fucking Monday morning quarterback this shit too. Like that was like, what, you have like a second and a half to kind of figure that out,
right? And they're like, he was blocking the car. He was literally walking around the car. Like, he wasn't standing in front of it blocking it. He was walking around when she took off. It wasn't like,
yeah, she peels out. He's in front of the car, like sort of on the, the driver's side quarter panel or whatever, like right in front of the headlight, and the car is coming at him. And by the way, you saw the fact that this guy was dragged by another fucking car like a month or two ago?
Yeah. There was another protest somewhere where he got dragged by a car this officer had been dragged by a car previously because of a protest where they were doing this same kind of stuff. So yeah, he might be a little bit gun shy, pun intended.
Yeah, right. And his arm got all torn up, and they've been ramming people and like,
and you can hear them out there like instigating the chick that got shot. Her wife is instigating this entire thing. The wife was like sitting on the ground sobbing, "It's my fault. It's my fault." You can hear it right there in the video. Yeah, it's 100% her fault. She's like, "Drive, Tracy, drive." It's like, no, sit the fuck still. What are you doing?
Yeah, like I don't think she was trying to run the guy over. These are just angry, retarded lesbians. But the guy was there, and she hit him with the car, and it's not on him to figure out, is she trying to run me over, or am I going to get dragged again? That's neither here nor there as far as I'm concerned. You play stupid games and you win really stupid prizes. The shooting, especially like the shots after he was it's excessive. It's also a very strong possibility. And dude, I don't know what it is about these fucking crazy broads now. You know what? Like, dude, women, they go through their whole life without any sort of like physical you can't hit a woman. Like, there's never that fear that they're going to be physically hurt for getting involved in something. And that's I always see these fucking chicks that get in the middle of fight, like they're gonna break up a fight with like 6'5", 250 pounds. Oh, stop it! Stop throwing themselves in the fucking middle of it, and then they just get tossed like a rag doll. Like, they have these delusions of grandeur, like they can fucking do. You're just some chick, dude. What are you doing? Trying to stop ICE from doing shit, like getting involved in these protests, like. Men have like a healthy fear of like getting punched in the face. Women don't have that fear.
Right. This is what happens when society has never allowed women to bear the consequences of their poor decisions. And
Yeah.
like,
it's like, yeah, it's like the Pikachu face. It's like, yeah. You impede fucking federal fucking officers or whatever you want to call them. Like guys with like, forget that they're police or ICE agents or anything like that. It's a guy with a fucking gun. Just think about it like that. Guy with a gun. How about you don't talk shit to the guy with the gun?
that's
Like, I don't even care. Like, take all the government element, take it all out. You're in a car. A guy with a gun is telling you to fucking get out. What do? You put up a fight? No, you get out of the fucking car, dude. You try to save your life. And everyone's like, oh, she's a mother. And you don't get to play the mom card. And her husband died or something. And now she's an angry lesbian. Okay, great. But you don't get to play the mom card, a mother of the year. Yeah, it's like, I have a responsibility. What? First and foremost, you're the only living parent of your kid. And you're out on a fucking weekday protesting ICE, putting yourself in harm's way. You don't get to play the fucking mom card at that point.
Did you see the video? There's another one where it's one of these moms out there like harassing ICE agents and stuff. And she's like, I have a 6-year-old in the car. Like, the fuck are you even doing here? Why are you? And that's what one of the officers is even like, ma'am, this is an active crime scene. Like, why do you have a 6-year-old here? You need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. You have okay. Yeah. You're a mom. And by the way, like I said, the husband's dead. So he already doesn't have a dad. You have a responsibility to the kid. Maybe you shouldn't be putting yourself in these sort of situations that could go horribly wrong. How about you go take care of your fucking kid, mother of the year? Dude. And of course, dude, the left is just, they're protesting now. Now they have a new George Floyd martyr. It's like they're incapable of finding a good martyr.
It was only like a few blocks away from where George Floyd was murdered, Johnny. Didn't you know that? It's the parallels are just, it's impossible to ignore.
Yeah. Yeah. There's all, dude, by the way, you know, the worst part about not having internet on Tuesday was we missed the January 6th anniversary. Did you have a candlelight vigil over there too? Or was that just in the halls of Congress?
I argued with retards on Facebook.
Dude, they're never going to drop this thing. But the major reminded me of the Ashley Babbitt thing, because they shot Ashley Babbitt, also a woman, also unarmed.
If she hadn't put herself in that position, then she never would have gotten shot. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Oh, that we can't possibly say that. Was she a mother? I don't know. But like Ashley Babbitt, we don't give a shit. The chick on the fucking train that gets stabbed to death, we don't give a shit. Charlie Kirk, we're dancing on his fucking grave.
Girl gets set on fire on the subway in
by a 75-time felon. Okay. Yeah, not interested. But some angry lesbian who can't fucking drive gets herself shot and killed. And this is it. This is the end of the world. And I'm sorry, dude. Like just you could just let ICE deport all of the fucking Tren de Aragua guys. You could just let them do that. You didn't have to. Like, they're killing U.S. citizens. Like, dude, they would kill anybody that runs a car at them. Like, I don't know what's the argument here?
Right,
she wasn't going to really run him over. It's like, okay, maybe not. You could make the argument that because the other camera angle, like the second one that came out or something, when he draws his gun, that's when she turns the wheel. Like, she's already like coming at him and his gun is drawn, and then she turns off. So maybe she was going to until she saw the gun, and then she decided to veer off. But she still clipped him. She still clipped him with a car. I think she's just a woman shit driver. And do you want to live in a world where women are just gunned down because they can't drive? Maybe a little bit. It really is something, man. And they're just the press are just gonna, she's the new she's a savior, she's a saint. She's just a mother who is just sitting in her car. What do they call them? Like a legal observer or something like that. They call them, like, they come up with these words that don't mean anything. She's just a legal observer. It's It's like no, she was actively blocking their path or whatever. And again, that guy was not going to shoot her until she drove at him. So I don't know what to tell you. Just maybe don't do that. And like again, like you were saying, you can't just look at this in a vacuum either. The guy's been dragged by a car before. A lot of other ICE, this was happening in Chicago. They were ramming cars and things like that.
Well, and even CNN, like, you know, the people who are like, oh, they just happened to be there. Like CNN ran the video where it's camera footage from like a door ring cam or a security camera across the street that shows like ICE arrives there. And then this woman in her vehicle pulls into the street and like deliberately gets in front of the ICE vehicles to block them. It's like, yeah, she just so happened to be there. Like totally coincidental, right?
Dude, it's like, yeah, it's like when the protesters are blocking the street and then they get run over by a car. And then again, it's like the Pikachu. It's always some fucking stupid fat lesbian. It's like, oh my God, what's going on? Why are you doing this? Because you're blocking the street. Got another angle?
This is where they pulled up and blocked traffic.
Was that the same incident?
Yeah, this is where.
Okay.
This is where they pulled up and blocked the ICE vehicles.
Oh yeah, weren't they saying she was just trying to make a 3-point turn? Or it's like, no, she was fucking blocking traffic, and they're talking shit to the guy. Hey, you're talking shit again, talking shit to a guy with a gun. Like they just think that there's not going to be any repercussions. And like I said, like I don't think I would have shot her. I can't put myself in that guy's shoes, but like I wouldn't have shot her in the fucking face. I probably would have just jumped out of the way of the car. Is it excessive? Yeah, sure. Especially the 2 shots after he was on the side of the car. But like, I'm sorry, you did hit the guy with your car, and you were being a fucking cunt. So I don't know.
The one that got her was the one that went through the windshield.
Is that the one that got her?
Yeah. It's if you. I need to find.
I saw the bullet hole. I just don't know which. I mean,
yeah. If you look at the picture, it's like it's basically like right here is where the bullet hole is in the window. Like,
yeah. So I mean, again, like like excessive, sure. Like it's like 2 things can be true, you know, like she fucked up, and maybe the guy didn't need to fucking kill her, but the way the law is, like that's going to be ruled a clean shoot. I don't think they're going to be able to come after that guy for anything,
especially with the body cam footage where like you can see him literally getting hit. And I mean, there's secondary camera angle. You know, the first video that was shown, you couldn't really see good. Then there was a second angle where you can clearly see that he's getting hit. And then there's the body cam footage where you can not only see that he's getting hit, but you can hear he gets hit and then he shoots. Like you can hear the thud before the crack. They're going to have trouble
minding your own business and just sitting in her car. And then the ICE agent killed it. Like these narratives that they fucking roll with, it's just so infuriating. It's just so fucking infuriating. Apparently, like she gets all the benefit of the doubt, and then the ICE agent gets no benefit of the doubt. Obviously, he's just a cold-blooded killer, and she's just mom of the year, who was just, I don't know, maybe she's waiting to pick up her kid, and that's why she parked there or something. I hope the dog's okay. Because she went flying into that that parked car.
Well, and that's the real victim here. Is like that dude just had his car parked on the side of the road.
I was thinking about that.
Minding his own business, had nothing to do with any of this bullshit. And then some random like crazed lesbian tries to run over an ICE agent, gets shot, and now his car is totaled. It's like, how does insurance cover that even?
I don't know, but yeah, dude, these women, I got really excited when I logged in and I saw the title of the morning show, and I was like, oh, nice. We're going to talk about how women what was the morning show? Like white liberal women are ruining everything or something.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's a perfect title for today's show. But that was, they are, dude, they're fucking nuts. they're all, I don't know if they're all on like SSRIs or something. They're all fucking crazy. And they just, I don't know if they just think that there's not going to be any repercussion. Like, no, like you start, like I said, just take the fact that these are like government agents out of it and just take a bird's eye view. Like you're surrounded by guys with guns telling you to get out of your car. Like if I'm driving around Chicago and I get surrounded by guys with guns telling me to get out of my car, like I'm going to get out of the car. Maybe not. I might just fucking plow through them.
At the very least, you put the car in park, put your hands on the wheel, and sit there and say, "I'm like, don't do anything. Just don't do anything."
And like, that's just the reality of it. Like, that's just how it is. I believe me, nobody wants less fucking government and enforcers of government than this guy right here. But this is the world that we fucking live in. And it's just like, I always love it when thankfully this was a fucking white lesbian, not a black lesbian. Otherwise, the whole country would be on fire right now. But all these black politicians and everything talk about how they have to give their kids the talk about what you're supposed to do when you get pulled over. And yet none of them fucking follow this advice that they get from the talk. Oh, I'm sorry. The talk was to just be like an argumentative bitch and threaten them and roll up the window and close the door.
You were asking about, or talking about women on all of the drugs and stuff. 56% of women age 18 to 25 are on some sort of antidepressant or other similar drug. Over 24% of all women in the U.S. period are on something like that.
Yeah,
the 18 to 24 or 18 to 25, 56.5%. That's fucking insane. Like, it's no wonder young men don't want anything to do with the dating scene. Like if over half of the women are on like all of these are like drugged out of their fucking mind just to not be crazy, and then they're still as fucking crazy as what we see them be. Holy fuck. Yeah, I wouldn't want anything to do with dating in that age bracket either.
Dude, that is a wild statistic. That is just and they talk about overprescribing antibiotics. It's like, okay, how about these fucking drugs? By the way, did you see the food pyramid that Maha came out with?
Oh yeah, finally getting shit right. That's terrible though.
Snap, yeah. It's like, speaking of making America healthy again, they did what we should have done, I don't know, 40 years ago, which is flip the fucking government food pyramid upside down. So I guess that was one bright spot, is that they're not recommending like 13 servings of bread and grains a day. So I don't know what that's going to do for SNAP benefits. Now they're going to be able to buy fucking filet mignon.
Isn't that what they were doing anyway?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Filet mignon and flaming hot Cheetos. But yeah, dude, this is like, all these chicks have gone fucking crazy. Stop putting you're just some chick, dude. You're not going to break up the fight. You're not going to stop the guy with the gun. Just get back. Just go back to the kitchen. Be much happier there, where you belong. Like, stop trying to get involved in things that fucking men are doing. You're not a boss bitch, all right? You're just a bitch. So go back to doing the lady things. Leave the fighting to the men. And I think we'll be much better. Dude, like, all these women in positions of power, it's not working out. And I know you think it's just because it's a big patriarchy conspiracy. But everything has been getting exponentially worse since we started putting women in positions of authority. Especially with the corporate dude, how many women are running these like news agencies and things now? They're too emotional. They're all just suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. They can't cover this stuff, and they're all nuts. The whole fucking world's gone crazy. But yeah, stop interjecting into these things. You're not gonna help. You're not gonna help the situation. Stop trying to break up fights. It's like, it is funny for me to watch it when you think some fucking 5'2", 130-pound chick is gonna break up a fight between two huge guys. But no, and just stop like the ice that, like, you're really just creating. You're just useful idiots for the deranged left that want they've been waiting for, you could see them like just frothing at the mouth to get this sort of an incident. Oh, now they didn't just shoot an illegal fucking immigrant that was running away or something. Now they shot a white woman. And all of a sudden we don't care about any of the white women that were killed by these illegal immigrants. No. They're raped, killed, thrown off a bridge. No, not interested. But this chick, yeah. Now they've got their fucking talking points and they've got exactly what they wanted. A useful idiot to sacrifice her life for the cause of Jacob Fry and all these other fucking idiot Democrats that need to use all of these illegal immigrants to launder money, apparently. Can you just not see this? Like, this is it's right out in the open now. It's been uncovered. There's no way they'd be able to get away with that amount of fucking fraud if it weren't Somalis and fucking minorities doing this. There's just no way. It's cartoonish how fucking out in the open they were about everything, but you can't say anything because it's a Somali. I want to be called racist, do you? No. I mean, we're just helping the immigrants. We're helping the fucking poor. Yeah, of course. So, I don't know. Is that it for today? How much longer is my internet going to work?
Yeah, I mean, if we're holding on to Venezuela for Tuesday, which I think we should, because there's, like I said, there's a lot more to Venezuela than just the capture of Maduro. Like, there's the what led up to that, what's going to happen next. There's the oil stuff and everything. Like, there's a whole lot. There's a lot
to unpack there.
Yeah,
pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
Let's check in on the markets here real quick. Let's see. I might be able to really retire early if Trump keeps invading countries, because these precious metals are really going fucking ballistic. Oh, markets are at all-time highs. All right.
Sweet.
We just, 7,014 on the S&P futures. Oh, they did take out that fucking high. I was trying to trade that this morning. It was a break-even day for me, but I knew that they were going for that high, and I just couldn't. It's kind of hard to do it on my phone. Hang on, let me see how they did that real quick. Yeah, that would have been a nice trade if I could have held on to it. All right, gold over 4,500, silver back over 80. Oil's only at $59 a barrel, dude. Bitcoin's still at 90,000.
Since we've been off for the holidays, you want to do a happy hour next Friday? I'll go back to work tonight, but I'll be off next Friday.
Next Friday, I'm going to be in the United States.
Huh?
Probably visiting some friends. I don't know. The Friday after that, I can do.
I'll be available that day, so.
Yeah, let's plan on the 23rd. Sorry about that, everybody. Because I don't think I'll have the internet to do it tonight. I burned through my gigs doing the show. But yeah, we can do it when I get back on the 23rd.
Sounds like a plan.
And we'll go from there. God damn, it did get up there. That's frustrating. 15 handles. 15 handles I could have had if I was able to hold on to that position. Oh, well. Monday's another day. But yeah, I think I don't see any reason for these markets to go down. Oh yeah, they're buying mortgage-backed securities again too. We're back at it. QE's restarted. Now we're buying mortgage-backed securities.
2008 all over again.
Yep. So buckle up. It's going to be a wild fucking year. We're already off to quite the start. Quite the fucking start. Taking over Venezuela. Oh boy. All right. So, yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will be back on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. I leave Wednesday. And then, yeah, so we'll probably only do one show. Well, yeah. I mean, I might be able to do like a Friday morning episode or something next Friday if you want to do that. But I'm going to try to catch up with some of my buddies, I think, on Friday. And then Saturday is my old man's birthday. He's going to be 78. So, yeah, we should be back at our regularly scheduled programming. And hopefully by next week, I'll have real internet. We'll see how that goes. But until then, you guys know what to do. Just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.